Sure, you can always shop around for flooring, but in the end, it all leads back to the one place you probably should have started, the experts at Carpet One. Save yourself the time and the hassle and let Carpet One help you find the right product at the right price. Beautifully installed, guaranteed. Come see the One, Carpet One, on the Business Loop in Columbia.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Friday, February the 12th. I've got LORIE STEELE over here. LORIE is with Moreau Montessori School. And you're back once again this year. You were here last year because you're having a fundraiser for the school. And when you walked in, I said, well, how'd it go last year? You said, it went fine, but we still need a new roof, right?
This is our second year to raise funds for a roof on the school.
All right. First of all, explain what Montessori is, Montessori schools.
Well, Montessori education is a hands-on educational approach. Basically, the children go at their own pace. It's individualized. We have mixed age groups. Montessori's been around for over 100 years, so it's a time-tested educational approach.
Well, is there a first grade, second grade, third grade?
Yeah, we do. We start out with early childhood education. We have preschool, and it's total learning. And then we move into the elementary program. We have children anywhere from kindergarten. We can teach up to 6th grade. Right now, we go up to 3rd grade. So we have
Is
mixed.
it almost like homeschooling, or is it a different concept?
I mean, I don't know. Every homeschooling approach is different, probably, because depending on the parent and what they're teaching, what method of education. But Montessori is, we have a lot of educational materials that we use to allow the children to learn from, whether it be multiplication bars for the elementary student or just didactic materials, sensorial materials for the preschool age child, where they're learning largest to smallest or thickest to thinnest. It's all about exploring their environment and learning from the materials.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is Moreau Montessori School we're talking
Yes,
about.
in Jefferson
And your
City.
fundraiser is coming up when?
It is going to be March 12th at McCullough Park, and it's going to be the indoor pavilion. We're going to have a dinner and an auction and a Piccadilly. So it's
And a what?
Piccadilly. It's a new type of fundraiser that's becoming more popular.
A Piccadilly.
Yes, a Piccadilly. We have bingo balls, and you can either choose. Everybody gets a little plaque that they hold up with a number on it, and so if you want to bid on some flowers, then you would put your plaque up, and the bids are anywhere from $1 to $3, and you stand to get a prize worth $100, depending on if we get your bingo ball. And some people will pay $60 and be all in, and they can bid on everything we have, so they're going to.
How much money are you hoping that you will raise?
Oh, we need to raise $10,000.
Oh my,
our ultimate goal. Yeah.
So the Piccadilly is you hope the Piccadilly is going to raise $10,000 for you.
Well, it's not just the Piccadilly. We're also selling tickets for the dinner. We're going to have brisket, which is going to be absolutely awesome because one of our parents is smoking it. And we'll have side dishes. So the ticket money will be part of it. Plus, there are area businesses that are sponsoring the school, whether it be, say, insurance companies, Winter Dent, and Honda. Some of the car dealers in Jefferson City are giving cash donations, so that helps a lot.
That will help bring your total up.
Yeah.
So if people want to come, they can.
March 12th.
March 12th, they make reservations ahead of time?
They could call the school at 573-893-7227.
Okay, 893.
7227.
7227.
Right.
And make reservations for March 12th for the dinner and the Piccadilly.
Right.
And hopefully you're going to raise $10,000.
Oh, I hope so. Yes, and then we'll get our roof on this spring. We're excited.
All right, LORIE.
Okay, great.
LORIE STEELE, thank you so much for coming by. It's a
Okay,
pleasure having you
appreciate
here.
it.
So mark it on your calendar, March 12th.
Okay.
Now, I turn to Ethan Duke. Good to have you here,
Thank you
Ethan.
for having me.
Missouri River Bluffs Audubon Society, and actually you are with the Missouri River Bird Observatory.
Say that 10 times fast. Yes.
I said it fast enough.
Yes.
You want to tell us about events you have coming up March, but you just finished an event about a week or so ago,
Yes,
right?
this is a 2-part seminar series. And
That was what, February 2nd?
Yes.
And how'd that go?
Well, it was a great way to start it out because it discussed the nuts and bolts of the science behind climate change. And so people who are sort of like me that know something about the issue were able to learn a little bit more, and people that know nothing about it at all had the opportunity to hear about what are those drivers behind climate change, and how are the scientists really looking at it, and are they just making this stuff up or not? And I think it's a good event for that. And that leads us into the next event, which is the possible effects of climate change on Missouri's wildlife, birds and other wildlife. Yeah.
Well, all you have to do is pick up the paper and read, and you can see what's happening with climate change. Now, some scientists are saying that crops that originally were grown only in the southern part of the country can be grown a lot further north because of climate change. And if you look at the little seed packets that are coming out now, you know, they have the zones. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The planting zones.
Plant hardiness zones, yeah.
Plant hardiness zone. They are moving further north than they had been in the past. So the warm weather is pushing north.
These are the plants that we love to grow, and I have a nice garden, and I sort of worry and think about it. I love Missouri's growing season. Those are possible effects. But also, we have to think about the possible invaders. You know, we heard about the Zika virus and things coming up, but other plant invaders are non-native that are aggressive invaders that are
because of climate change.
They're able to handle being further north in their range when they weren't able to.
So you will be covering this in March?
Actually, I won't be covering it. I'll be helping host. Who will be covering it is a Dr. Bonnet from the University of Missouri, who's been studying these effects for the last 10 years with Missouri-specific focus.
Okay. So Dr. Bonnet will be covering it.
Yes.
And this will be dealing with the effects of climate change on vegetation and on animals?
Well,
also?
if it's birds and wildlife, what do they depend on?
They depend on vegetation.
Yeah, they depend on that whole ecosystem.
On the seed. Yes, of course.
So when we think of climate change, we think of a map. You know, that's the way we think of it, with these layers. And so you see these specific habitats in different regions. I mean, our tallgrass prairie in Missouri is not the same as it is elsewhere up north. It depends on the rocks and all these layers of soil and the vegetation, and then the animals and ecosystems are all built on this system. Well, if it shifts further north, and a bird that comes up from Argentina that's breeding in Missouri every year all of a sudden comes up and says, oh, my prairie is moving farther north up into Canada. Is that soil going to be able to support a grassland ecosystem? So the National Audubon Society came out with their predictions that we're probably going to really put about 314 bird species in peril with climate change.
Possible extinction.
Yeah, possible extinction.
All right.
So.
If people want to come to this event, what do they do?
They should this event. They should contact me to RSVP, which would be appreciated, so we can have enough refreshments and everything for everybody to prepare.
How do they are?
Ethan.duke@mrbo.org.
Ethan Duke at MRBO.
Bravo.
.org. Thank you very much, Ethan.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we're out of time for today. Monday, Larry Brown will be with us, singer, songwriter, and storyteller. If you're going to be out driving about, be careful. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.